This is the Dabbsson Portable Power Station. Looking at it, I see a pretty solid black and gray box with an ergonomic handle, a sturdy design, and a super clear LCD display that's easy to read, even from across the room. It looks way more compact than I expected for something with this much power under the hood, but I'll be honest, at 54 pounds, it's definitely not ultralight. When I picked it up the first time, I had that moment where I thought, wow, this is beefier than I imagined. But for anyone used to handling camping or backup gear, it's totally manageable. From my experience, picking the right portable power station can be pretty overwhelming, especially if, like me, you're not an electrician and just want something straightforward for home use, camping, or emergencies. That's why I wanted to share a quick review of how this one actually works in a real-life situation, not just on paper. There are loads of specs and marketing language out there, so my goal is to keep things simple and share what actually matters day to day. Let's talk key features. The main thing that jumped out to me is the power output. This thing offers 2400 watts of running wattage and 4800 watt peak surge, which means you can confidently run all the essentials like a fridge, a microwave, your laptop, a bunch of lights, power tools, or a CPAP machine. I've used it to run a small air fryer, my phone, and a little fan at the same time without breaking a sweat. I was also surprised by how quietly it runs, especially under light to medium loads, which is a huge bonus if you're worried about keeping things peaceful on a camping trip or during a storm at home. Charging is usually my biggest concern with these stations. Nobody wants to spend forever waiting for a power bank to charge, especially when you're in a tight spot. I really like the fast charge on this one. For my own tests, using the AC charging cable, it charges from about halfway to full in a little over an hour. The company claims it hits 80% in about 1.5 hours, which is in line with what I've seen. The solar charging is a cool backup too. I tried it on a not-so-sunny day, and while it's nowhere near as quick as AC charging in those conditions, it's nice to know you can top up if you're off-grid or there's an outage. A big reason I picked this model over some others was the expandability. You can hook up extra batteries for up to 12.9 kilowatt-hours of storage. That's over 4 times the base capacity. I haven't tried connecting expansion batteries yet, but knowing I can upgrade without starting from scratch gives me peace of mind, especially if my needs change later. The power station also has this P-boost function, which lets you handle temporary surges up to 3600 watts, handy for starting up bigger appliances. One thing that I noticed immediately is how beginner-friendly this is, even if you've never owned something similar. The LCD screen tells you exactly what's going on. Input and output in watts, percentage charged, estimated time left, all displayed in real time. I like that I didn't need to pull out the manual every 2 seconds. It just makes sense. Also, the app is user-friendly. I set up Bluetooth quickly on my phone, checked inputs and outputs, and even scheduled charging times. It's perfect for anyone who wants to fine-tune their energy usage without a steep learning curve. I will say, the weight might be a factor if you're planning to carry this far from your car. 54 pounds is solid, but if you're relying on this for a camping trip or tailgating, just plan to set it down and leave it where you need power. Talking about ports, the selection is more than enough for most situations. 5 USB ports, a 30-amp RV port, regular AC outlets, and 12-volt car outlets. From my experience, you can charge all your smaller electronics while also running something major like a blender or power tools. I actually tested pass-through charging and was able to charge my phone while powering an appliance, and the station handled it no problem. There was no weird drop in power or lag. Safety is another big selling point for me. Dabbsson uses a semi-solid life-before battery, which is the same type used in some electric vehicles. That means it's much safer, less risk of overheating, fire, or battery degradation over time. They say you get 4,500 charge cycles before the battery even drops to 80% of its original capacity. So if you're only using this during emergencies or on trips, it'll last for years. It also has a full battery management system built in, so you won't need to worry about overloads, low temperature, or accidental overcharging. The fan is relatively quiet, and most of the time I hardly noticed when it kicked on. For those who want things totally silent, you might notice a little hum under a heavy load, but in my experience, it's less intrusive than a regular fridge. When it comes to setup, the box comes with everything you need: a beefy AC charging cable, solar cable, car charger, and a very clear manual. I didn't have to buy any additional adapters just to get started, which I appreciated. To be honest, I started out with a few doubts. I've used small power banks before, but nothing with this much capacity and so many features. My hesitation was mostly around the price. They're not cheap. The upfront cost might seem a bit high compared to older gas generators or smaller battery packs. But I get the value now, having put it through its paces. You pay for the extra safety, longer battery life, and the convenience of running basically anything in your house or campsite without fumes or noise. If you're new to power stations, a quick tip: always check the wattage requirements of any device you want to use. This unit can handle most household appliances, but plugging in too many energy-hungry tools at once could still trip the overload protection. In my opinion, it's perfect for someone who wants reliable power for a camping trip, home backup, or tailgating, without needing to become an expert in electrical setups. If you expect to need more power in the future, or want something that can truly grow with your needs, the expandability feature really sets this apart. From my experience, the Dabbsson Portable Power Station 2150Wh 2400W hits that sweet spot where portability meets serious power. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants an easy-to-use, future-proof backup, especially if you value quiet operation and safety. It can definitely handle emergencies, keep your fridge running through a short power outage, handle a bunch of laptops, or even power small tools on a job site. In conclusion, if you need a robust and practical power station for both emergencies and outdoor adventures, this is one of the best investments I've made for peace of mind and my own comfort. Please check the comments section for detailed information about the Dabbsson Portable Power Station. Thank you for watching.